Hi there, this is Sean Vukovic, and if you're seeing this video, odds are we've talked at some point in the past about our technology and what it's doing in the mortgage industry. So I want to do this quick little video for you just as a follow-up to, first of all, give you a recap of our technology and how it works and the benefits to you. And then more importantly, I want to go over some case studies that we're seeing over the last several months to kind of put our money where our mouth is. So overall, our objective for you is to help you win more business and accelerate your profits using in-market targeting. And so it's cutting-edge data-driven marketing that your competitors don't even know about yet, and yet being the operative word. This is very new as far as the marketplace is concerned, so not a lot of people even know it's an option right now. So you already have a little bit of advantage being as that we've talked once already. So right now there are literally hundreds of people searching for loans in your market. Can you identify them by name? And name being the big word. Well, we can. So I want you to imagine that you're sitting in a stadium and all of these people in the stadium are your potential market. So any one of these people in the stadium could be your potential market. But the reality is only about 300 of them are ready to get a loan right now. So about 3% of your population is ready to go right now. So most mortgage and loan companies are paying to market to the entire stadium, hoping that they reach a few potential customers. But this can waste valuable time and money. You know that people who are ready to buy your products, and so we can speak to them directly before anyone else. So we know the people who are ready to buy your products. So that's the operative word. We know the actual people. So introducing you to your next customers. So these people circled in this picture, imagine them as the ones in that stadium that are ready to get a mortgage right now. We can identify them by name. So if you are able to do that, identify the people by name in your market that are ready to get a mortgage now, you'd have a big benefit over your competition who's advertised into the entire stadium. So some of those benefits would be, first of all, you'd be able to show more ads to those people than your competitors because your budget is only going to be focused on the people that we know are already interested. So you have more opportunity to show them ads because you're not advertising to the entire haystack to find the needles. That's another analogy that we like to use. You also get to control the conversation. Because we know who they are, we can advertise to them across multiple platforms and we can basically control what they see about us, or about you rather. Also, you can be top of mind and be the first choice when they're ready to pull the trigger. So as they're navigating their interwebs, as we like to say, they're going to see you and your message everywhere all the time. And so subconsciously, you're building a relationship with them. And when they're ready to pull the trigger, they're going to want to talk to you over your competitors. And so this basically enables you to gain an unfair advantage in your market and be the king of the mountain. So our proprietary technology allows you to do that, just that. Like I've said, we can identify by online behavior, so what they're actually doing on the internet, who is ready to get a loan now. And then we market to only them on any channel, online or offline, and we can reach them anywhere at any time on any platform. So our technology currently tracks online user behavior and then goes back in time after purchase to see what they did before they bought. Once we have a pattern of what they do before they buy, we can find others who are exhibiting the exact same buying behavior right now in your area near your business. Currently, our system is tracking 225 million US-based internet users based on their URL and keyword behavior. So based on what they are doing on the internet, we're tracking all of that activity. And I want you to understand these are actual people. We know them by name. So, like I mentioned earlier, we're able to reach them anywhere, anytime, on any platform. So our targeting can be loaded directly into these channels so that we can do multi-touch, multi-device, multi-channel advertising to them. So that helps you control the conversation, like we mentioned. So of those 225 million people that we're tracking, we're capturing 15 billion real-time behaviors per day. Those behaviors are things like their URL level navigation, so what pages they're visiting on the internet, their keyword search, their campaign responses, what they're doing on social media, and their content consumption. And we call this the Internet of Everything. Like everything is on the internet, so we're tracking all of that. What this enables you to do is magnify your message. Because we're multi-channel, multi-touch, multi-device, and because we're targeting only people, it helps you increase your visibility. It helps you get in front of them more frequently. It makes sure that they see you recently. It makes it relatable to them because we already know that they're looking for a loan. So when they see your message, it's relatable. We re-engage them because they may have, decided not to look for a loan for a few days, but we've got back in front of them, so we've re-engaged them. It's repetitive and it's consistent. So they're seeing your consistent message and your brand across all of those channels. So it's very powerful. So what our system does with that data, so we use machine learning. So it finds users who are already made purchases and duplicates their profiles. It predicts who's going to make a future purchase based on the accuracy of those predictions. It continuously recalibrates itself to improve even more over time. The result, an audience and behavior profile of customers. Customers being the key word. So it learns who your ideal customers are and dials it in based on that. So this obviously allows you to produce more profitable sales for your business and gives you a competitive advantage that no one else in your area can have. Now, I have a strict one client per territory policy, and I am on a mission in 2018 to turn one mortgage branch per area into the market leader with a competitive advantage exclusive to them. So I am looking for one partner in every major metro area in the US to work with us on this using this technology to basically crush the competition. We're currently running a campaign that's hitting literally every mortgage company in the US. So I feel very confident that by the end of 2018, a lot of these areas are going to be gone, and once they're gone, they're gone. We don't work with anybody else. All right, let's get to the case studies. So before I get into the case studies, I want you to consider a couple factors. So, we get these questions all the time, like what can I expect in my market? What's going to happen? So, the simple or the long answer to that rather is there's a number of factors that go into that. So every market is a little bit different. Based on what we've done in past markets, we can estimate what's going to happen in your market, but we have to also consider all the numerous factors that go into that. So, how active is the market? Is it an active real estate market? Is it not so active? Is it really slow? So that's obviously going to impact the campaigns. What's the population? Like what's the number of people that we're reaching out to? How much competition is there? And competition in this regard is for the ad space as well. So, if you're in a big city, like let's use California as an example, ad platforms are very valuable in California because there's so many people and there's so many different things that we can advertise to them. So, a budget in California probably needs to be a little bit higher than it would say in Missouri as an example. So, those are a number of factors that you have to consider when you look at these case studies and why the differences are so vast across the different case studies. The other thing is, a lot of loan officers and branch managers that we talk to, they're used to buying leads from places like Zillow or LendingTree or Bankrate.com, and they're used to signing an agreement today. Zillow basically turns on the tap and they get a whole bunch of leads at X per lead every month. So we're not focused on how many leads you get, because I don't want you to have to call 500 people to get 4 sales if you only have to call 100 people to get 4 sales. So we're focused on return on investment. So we don't like to look at what we do as a cost per lead. We want to look at it as a cost per sale. So how much did it cost you to make that sale or to get that commission in your pocket? Okay. On the LendingTree and Zillow front, everything we do is custom. So we don't just turn on a tap. Every market's a little bit different, and we do have a bit of a ramp up period. So, you need to consider that. And it's because of the nature of how we do it. So you're not advertising to the entire haystack. You're only advertising to the needles. So it takes us a little while to figure out who the needles are. And then once we do, it's game over. Conversion to actual loans depends on many factors. So I get this all the time, like, if you produce 100 leads, how many of those are going to convert? Well, I can't answer that because I don't know how good you are at following up and closing. They say that most sales happen on the 8th to 10th follow-up. So how much are you following up with these leads? How good is your system to close these leads? If you're used to working with warm referrals from realtors, these are a little bit different. So how well are you going to convert them? Now, having said that, most of the people that are experienced with leads and good at closing them, they see really good results. So, keep that in mind. The ads that I'm about to show you and the case studies that I'm about to show you are redacted, and that's because all our clients are under a non-disclosure agreement. It's not fair for them to pay us, thousands of dollars a month or whatever it is and have you see what they're doing, okay? So I'm almost there, but before I do, I want you to actually get out a pen and paper, and I want you to do some math for me. And I want you to do this because it's important that you understand this. So if you get 20 good leads in, say, a month, how many of those will fill in an application? What does that look like for you right now? And I don't really care where the leads are coming from. I just want you to, consider this factor and write it down. Then of those people, so let's say it's 5, of those 5 people that filled out an application, how many of them will actually pay out? So how many of them will fund the loan? Okay, so I want you to write that down. Now, what is your average profit from a deal? So let's say of those 5, 2 of those converted into a payout. What would your average profit be on each one of those? And then what's the total? So I want you to keep those numbers in mind as we go through this case study. These case studies, rather, there's many. So we hear all the time that our leads convert 5 to 30+% higher than other previous lead sources. Now, why does that fluctuate so much? Because of all of those factors that we've already talked about, and because of how good some of these people are at closing versus others. So keep all these numbers in mind, and let's see what we have to share next. So just real quick, when we provide a lead, we provide a long form lead. So you can see here as an example, there are several questions that they have filled out on that lead form in order for you to get that in your inbox. And we can customize these based on what you want to see. And the thing is, they've seen your brand everywhere. And when they fill out this lead form, there's actually a button. You can see the text down here at the bottom. When you click submit, you're certifying your information is accurate and that you're expecting to hear from someone at this company. So they're expecting to hear from you. It's not like Zillow where they're going to hear from 3 or 4 or 5 other people. All right, so let's get into the case studies. So case study number 1, the population was approximately 3 million people. This is from January 11th to 31st, 2018. So yes, it is very recent. And we were able to generate for this customer 189 leads in 20 days. Okay, 189 leads in 20 days. So in each one of these screenshots, you're going to see this results column, and you can see the number of leads that were generated. All right, case study number 2, population was approximately 3.5 million, and this was from February 3rd to February 5th, 2018, so just a couple weeks ago, and you can see there was 24 leads in 3 days. So 24 leads in 3 days. This is another screenshot of a different day frame for the exact same client, and they went online February 1st. So in the first 7 days, they generated 34 leads. So same population, 3.5, 34 leads in 7 days on a new campaign. All right, case study number 3. Population on this one was approximately 2 million. And this is from November 1st, 2017 to February 6th, 2018. And there was some periods in here where this got actually got paused because they couldn't keep up with the volume. So that's why it's a little bit longer time frame. But that also shows you that they stuck with us for quite a while. So, 320 leads in that time frame. Case study number 4, population approximately 3 million. In 1 day this year, 15 leads. Case study number 5, population approximately 3.5 million. 1 day, or this is actually wrong, sorry, it's 7 days, 19 leads. Case study number 6, population approximately 2 million. July 9th to September 1st, 2017. So we've been doing this for a while. 243 leads. And I believe in this instance as well, it was paused for a while so that they could catch up. Case study number 7, population approximately 2.5 million. February 6th to 14th, 2018. 84 leads. February 6th to 14th. Case study number 8. So this was a very competitive market, and it's actually in California, which I mentioned earlier is very competitive, and the cost to advertise in California is quite a bit higher than other states because those ad platforms have a lot of demand. So we were targeting zip codes with about a 3 million population. February 6th to 14th, 21 leads. So you can see, if you look back on the other ones, rewind the video or whatever, you'll notice the cost per result is a little bit higher, and that's simply because it's more expensive to advertise in those areas. So this is a kind of an interesting one. So this is a before and after. So this is somebody that was already doing Facebook advertising before working with us and doing mortgage leads. And so you can see here that from, and I know it might be a little bit small, but from July 15th to October 13th, they generated 118 leads. Their average cost per lead was $14, and they spent about $1,670. Okay, that was before we applied our data into the campaign. After, from October 5th to 13th, so just over a week, 20 leads, cost per result $4.72, and we only spent $94. So there's kind of a compelling case before, after. So now here they're advertising to the entire haystack or the entire stadium, paying much more to do that versus here where they're advertising to just the needles or those people in the circles. So that's it, guys. I'd love to schedule a follow-up call with you or a first call with you to discuss how we can implement these strategies into your business. You have my contact information, so let's talk. Thanks.